أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. Yesterday we did Haroof and Nasb, which are also called and actually called Inna and its sisters, or Inna wa ikhwatuha. However, I prefer Haroof and Nasb because this name gives their job away. Okay, so it tells us what they do. Therefore, Haroof and Nasb is something that I like to stick with, especially for the beginners level. Okay, so in this short video, we are going to cover this summary together. Okay, this is for those who haven't watched the entire lesson yet that I uploaded yesterday. So let's begin our overview. All right, so first things first, there are 6 Haroof in this group, and they can be divided further into two shorter groups, or 2 subgroups, for the sake of memorization only. Okay, so we have inna, annaka, anna. These are the ones that kind of rhyme with each other, so it's easier to remember it this way. Okay, inna, annaka, anna. And then the second group is the one that begins with the letter lam. Laita, lakinna, la Allah. Okay, inna, annaka, anna, laita, lakinna, la Allah. Okay, with their meanings now. Inna means indeed, and it is always present at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, next we have anna. Anna means that and a lot of other things. Okay, we are going to cover these meanings as the time progresses, inshallah, but just remember that it is used for that. Okay, and this is not a pointing that, it is saying, for example, I told you that blah blah blah, so it is that, all right, and not a pointing that. And this anna is used for stress as well, but it is present in the middle of a sentence. Okay, all right, next we have ka'anna. Ka'anna means as though or as if. Okay, it is a combination of 2 haroof. First is your ka, which is harf jar, okay, which means similar to or like. Okay, and anna is this anna. Okay, so ka plus anna is equal to anna, and together if we combine their meanings, they would mean like that. Okay, so it is like that, blah blah blah. And what's a more sophisticated and appropriate way of saying that is as though, okay, or as if, right? Next we have laita. Laita means if only. Then we have lakinna, which means but or however. And finally la Allah, it means so that or maybe or hopefully. Okay, so inna, annaka, anna, laita, lakinna, la Allah. All right, next our first pointer. Let's zoom it up a bit. Okay, so as the name indicates, their job is to convert the ism next to them into nasab form. Okay, so this ism al-insanu gets converted into nasab form when it gets combined with inna, or any harf nasab for that matter. Okay, inna plus al-insanu is equal to innal insana. Quite straightforward. All right, similarly laita al-insana, lakinna al-insana, la al-insana. All right, so there are many other combinations. So this is our first point. All right, next point. This entire combination, that is the harf, all right, and its ism, is followed by an auxiliary verb. What are auxiliary verbs? They are the ones that help make a complete sentence. Okay, so for example, if I say I driving, that is wrong because it should be I am driving. So the word am here is the helping verb or auxiliary verb. All right, similarly, if I say he reading, that's wrong because he is reading or he was reading. Okay, so these are called auxiliary verbs, and an appropriate auxiliary verb should follow this harf and its ism combo. Okay, so for example, if we have inna plus al-insanu, it would become innal insana, and this combo would be followed by is. Okay, all right, Now this auxiliary verb thing is something that we need for English translations only, okay, because there is no auxiliary verb in Arabic, and many other languages don't need this. But for English translations we need to have it, because you cannot form a complete sentence without the helping verbs in English. All right, next we have this point that, okay, innal insana, and it says inna and then a big blank with xyz in it, and then al insana. What this pointer shows is that the harf and the ism, its ism, okay, might be present right next to each other, all right, as is the case here. Okay, over here we can see that the ism is right next to the harf nasab. However, they are separable, okay, so some words or some fragments may intervene and they may be present between these two. Okay, this is what it shows. Yeah, it can either be innal insana directly right next to each other, okay, and it can also be inna dash al insana. So in such situations what you can do is that you'll have to go further down the line to find out where is its mansub ism, okay, and once you find that, of course it's going to be the ism of that inna. All right, and once you find that mansub ism, that's where you're going to put its auxiliary verb. All right, so this is what. If you want some examples for this, you can watch the video lecture that I did for it, and there are plenty of examples for that. Okay, next we have the light variance, fourth point. All right, so what does it mean? Light means noon with sukoon. Okay, so all those haroof in this group that carry or that end in noon and tashdid, all right, they are made light by putting a sukoon over them, by putting a sukoon over their noon. All right, so inna becomes in, anna becomes an, ka anna becomes ka an, and lakinna becomes lakin. All right, and this is something that we're going to learn in fail extensively, inshallah. Okay, so we are going to cover this in fail. And then the final point was about ma here. Okay, now this ma acts as a shield for the ism. Okay, and what do I mean by that is that we know what inna does. All right, inna and its sisters, what they do, they cause their ism to be in nasab form, right? However, if ma gets joined with that inna or any other harf nasab for that matter, then this ma acts as a shield and it nullifies the effect of these harf nasab, as a result of which the ism resumes its rafa form. Okay, so you see we had inna over here, all right, and we joined it with ma, it became innama. All right, and this ma has this shielding effect for the ism, as a result of which it resumes its rafa state, which can be seen with this by this pesh or dhamma over here. Okay, so it becomes innamal a'malu. All right, in the beginning without this ma it was only innal a'mala, but when we added ma to it, it became innamal a'malu. All right, now why is this ma added? It was added to give more emphasis to the statement. Okay, we are going to cover the various degrees of emphasis. All right, and that's when we are going to cover all of these different types of emphasis in a very extensive manner, inshallah. Okay, so well, this was our overview. I hope you understood it, and if you need more elaboration, you can always go back to the lecture and watch it so that you can get more more elaboration and more understanding regarding this topic, inshallah. So I'll post a link in the description box, inshallah. Okay, so that's where you can access it from. I hope you are clear on this topic now, and I'll see you in the next lesson, which is about joining the pronouns with haruf nasab. Okay, so we'll be making combinations such as innahum, innahu, and we'll be discussing some very subtle and finer points. Okay, so barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al Hakim. I'll see you in the next lesson. Allah Hafiz.